All right, guys. So, welcome to the Horeb Nation Talk Show today with a different vibe, doing something quite different. Not today, we're not talking about relationship exactly. Okay, I just announced the other day. So, today we'll be talking about the Afcon, the African Cup of Nations, which is on. So, we have this show which is really just meant for it, Afcon time, where we actually analyze, all the games, whatever has happened, throughout the first round and the second round that is actually on now. I know we've had emotions everywhere, positivity and then negativity, disappointment, happiness, a lot has been happening. So today on the show, I have three young men that are going to be with me. I think they are all, right now, every one of them here is in the US, and then we have people that stand for people that are from Nigeria, Ghana. I have another Nigerian here that's almost an Ivoirian, so he's going to stand for those two countries. So let me start by introducing the first person is someone you've known. Actually, you've seen him on this show several times. Let's welcome Muidin Ibitua. Hi, Muidin.
Hey, good
How are you
afternoon.
doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's good to have you again on this show.
Good to be here too as well.
So today you are going to be looking into Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire since
Where the
that's your
Nigerian
home.
where?
All right, that's pretty cool. And also on the show, we have Samuel Okogie, okay, from all the way from Nigeria. Hi, Samuel.
Hi,
Hi, how are you doing?
yeah, I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm doing really, really good. I hope you've been enjoying the game. You've been enjoying the game so far.
Yes, I have been enjoying the games. You see, we all know that the Afcon has always been a tough competition, with
Okay.
teams not giving themselves any chance, and that is the same thing we've been seeing even in this tournament, and it's been intense.
All right, that's a pretty cool. So, and also on the show, we have a Ghanaian, the man from all the way from Ghana, right in the US on the show. Let's welcome Sawel Awoni. Hi, Sawel.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty cool. How is the situation? How has the games been for you in general?
Okay, I think it has been very stressful because sometimes when you support a team and they are not performing as you like them to perform, yeah, it is very stressful. But we,
All
we are
right.
hoping that the best will surely win.
Okay, so it is always stressful sometimes, when you're supporting a team and then you discover that they are not doing what you are expecting them to do. Usually it's high tension, and those are the things you're going to be looking at today. So we'll look at all the rounds I've been playing, the results, the group stage, we'll look at every one of them. So you guys out there, if you're with us, you can actually follow me on the social media platforms as it displayed on the screen. Okay, on Instagram at Horeb Nation, or Horeb underscore Nation 360, Facebook Horeb Nation, TikTok and YouTube. You can join us and then share your comment. If you are ready, guys, let's the hangout start now. So we are back to the studio now to discuss a little bit about the AFCON, how far it's been so far. So in the studio with me, it's Moidin, Ibitoa, Samuel Okogie, and then Sawel Awuni. So all together, we'll be looking at all the games that have been played. So guys, now let's take a look at, we'll look at the first, the first round. But before we start, tell me, what what has been your expectation, from the first game before it started? Did you have any expectation, like apart from sentiment that okay, my country is going to win? Like, what were your expectation? Let's start with Muidin.
So actually, my expectation was I was not expecting something extraordinary from Nigeria, of course, and Ivory Coast. I see that these last few matches they played quite well, but then I was looking forward to watching the game by Morocco and Algeria. I wanted to see the game they're going to play, and Senegal as well. Senegal was the last country to win it,
Yeah,
and
they still
they have a
happen to be
strong
the
team.
champions. Yes. Okay, that's great. And Samuel, what was your own expectation?
You're muted.
You are muted, please.
Yeah, like I said, I was expecting a tough competition because we all know that Afcon is not a child's play, and as I'm from Nigeria, I know the disappointment can be there once a while. They disappoint, so I wasn't really putting too much hope on Nigeria. But I feel as the tournament is going now, there's a really big chance of them to win it, because we've seen the last match they dealt with Cote d'Ivoire, even though it was via penalty. But for them to have done that in the home country of those that are hosting the competition, I feel it's a statement win. And now I think I have more confidence in Nigeria and in the tournament in general. We see some teams like Senegal, just like Muidin mentioned, we always look forward to Senegal because we find out that they are not only performing in this competition at all levels of football in Africa in general, they are actually performing very well. So they are a team to watch out for. Also, I've been looking out for Morocco, and up to now, they've not disappointed, winning their first game by 3 goals to nil. That's another team I'm actually looking out for. But the big disappointment for me is the team of this my brother from Ghana. I actually had high hopes about them, but
The Black Stars.
it's as if they decided not to grieve for me even in this competition. So I'm still watching what they will do in the last match. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That take us to the Ghanaian himself. So tell us what it feels and what have been his expectations so far.
Okay, I think as a Ghanaian, my wish is very simple. Like win all the matches, but it has not been easy. Seeing a great nation like Ghana losing to Cape Verde, yeah, it wasn't easy. But I still have hope on them because I think we are going to qualify. That is very simple. We just have to win our last match, and also pray that we'll be selected among the three best other teams. So I think we are going to qualify. That is very simple. And this situation we are experiencing because of some key problems. Like we have our one of our key players who is not part of the squad, like Thomas Partey, who plays
Mm-hmm.
for the EP precisely in this club, Arsenal. And
Arsenal.
also we also have another player called he was the fastest player in the World Cup 2022. Suleimana, who also
Okay.
plays in I think championship this year. So I think these are the key problems that we need to we are experiencing. That these are the problems currently affecting our national team. But I still have hope on them because we have someone who is doing very 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 good, like Kudu. Yeah, like any match he can create anything at any time. So we have hope. Yeah, we have hope.
Okay, we have hope. We are going to be looking at that how tight Ghana is right now, and then we'll be looking at the group stage. So, guys, if you are, I think we are those of you that are friends with me on Facebook. Actually, you can actually get notification from this show, and then you can copy the link and also share it, so that others can actually see and join us and put their comment. So, we will start by looking at the very first round, of the games that we've seen, so far. The game started with Ivory Coast, beating Guinea-Bissau 2-0, and then Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea playing 1-1, Egypt and Mozambique 2-2. We have here Cape Verde, and Ghana, or which Ghana lost to Cape Verde 2-1. We have Senegal and Gambia. Senegal won 3-0. Cameroon and Guinea played 1-1. Algeria and Angola, and then Burkina Faso won 1-0 over Mauritania. Still on that round one, we have right from here, I think somewhere here. Okay, we have RDC Congo, who played 1-1 with Zambia. Morocco won 3-0 over Tanzania. Mali just surprised South Africa with 2-0. Then we have Namibia, who surprised, Tunisia. That was actually a surprise. No one was actually expecting, those things to happen. But let's look at the game that Nigerian played, the first game. I know so many people were expecting, high performance from Nigeria, but so far so good in Nigerian games. What could this is the problem? Because even in the second round, they have to play. It has to be a penalty to win Cote d'Ivoire. So, what has been the challenges so far that you noticed, Muidin?
Oh, okay.
I think I was actually scared of our defense. I think we don't have a strong defense. I think so, but also uh, Osimhen has not been clinical the way he has been for this. You can see that he's missing chances that he
A lot.
doesn't miss on the regular basis. So I think those are the problems for now. And I don't think they are fully into the games. I'm not feeling this zeal from them, especially after the first game at least. I didn't feel that they really wanted to win. But also, I think we are just focused on Nigeria's performance. Let's also look at Equatorial Guinea. It's a strong team. So the team is a compacted team. The way they play in bulk. And
Yes.
it's very difficult for you to penetrate their defense line. And you can see right now they are also having 4 points ahead. So you can also tell that they have a strong team. But Nigeria, uh, I wasn't expecting that much from Nigeria. But the second game was a little bit convincing. At least we played and we were able to circulate balls. And so I think so far so good. Nigeria has not done more than what I expected them to do, actually. But
Nigeria has not done more than is expected. Also, Samuel, how do you see the Nigerian game so far? So good.
Okay, for me, right from the time the selection for this Afcon came out, I was really bitter. That was the first instance of me doubting that Nigeria could do anything meaningful in this competition. Because the found out that the coach only selected four midfielders and he actually selected 8 strikers, I think. So looking at that squad, it was really imbalanced. And it is playing out even in this Afcon. Because you find out that the team is not able to play ball in the midfield from the defense, they rather launch it to the attack, hoping that Osimhen can hold up play and probably distribute the ball. But I think that's not the best because although we've played with Cote d'Ivoire and we're able to defeat them via a solitary goal, but I think when we meet teams like Senegal, teams like Morocco, even teams like Mali, because I watched part of Mali's game today, and you could see that they put the ball on the ground and they were playing that ball on the ground. So I think when we meet teams like that know how to play one touch football, I think Nigeria is really going to struggle because that midfield is not existent at all. And I think that is where the problem can come from. Then for now, I can say our defense is performing better than I expected it to perform
Expected, yes.
because we found out that even the first choice keeper, which has been Uzor, is not the one in goal for now. And the one in goal seems to be more solid. So I feel that our defense is doing a good job while the attack needs to wake up. And Osimhen also is really surprising because although he has scored a goal, but he has really missed some very good chances. In the first game, he missed like 2 chances, one of them being a one-on-one with the keeper. Then in the last match, also he also skyrocketed a ball that he should have buried or he would have buried normally. So I feel that the attack needs to do more. Then the defense should just keep doing what they are doing. But for the midfield part, I feel it's on the coach to have taken such an imbalanced squad to the AFCON. But we feel, I just hope that Nigeria will perform better as the tournament continues.
Okay, it's still on the question of hope. Okay, we wouldn't say because you're from Ghana, you won't be able to talk about Nigerian games so well. So, what have you noticed so far?
Okay, what I noticed that the Nigerian coach, for me, I think he was trying to do something like Man City. Like Osimhen is going to be like Haaland, and then those at the back of him, like the forward, are going to be scoring. Because if you have a player like Osimhen, the defenders are going to focus on Osimhen and then leave other players, which will give chances to the wings, the wingers to score more goals. I think that is what Nigeria's wingers are not doing. That's what I think. So the coach saw this and they said, okay, Oshiman, get disturb the defenders, and then the wingers will be scoring. But that's what the wingers are not doing. They are rather trying to give him the ball, and you could see that most of the passes that Oshiman have been getting are not really from the wingers. It comes from maybe sometimes from the midfielders or the defenders. Like long ball, that's what I've seen. Long ball, most of the time it's long ball, long ball, long ball. But I think those wingers should take more responsibility and
Responsibilities, yeah.
try give some more shots, and then they will score goals. That's what I think. Oshiman, I think like Oshiman is one of my favorites, and I think he's doing very, very good. Yeah, he's giving chance. He's disturbing the defenders for the wingers to now score. But if they are not scoring, and he's the one they are rather relying on, the one disturbing the defenders, and you are also relying on him, it's not that easy. Yeah, we are seeing Haaland. Sometimes he'll be disturbing the defenders without scoring, and you will see uh, I think De Brown and stuff, they will be scoring the goals. So I think that's what Nigeria wingers and wingers in the number 10 has to do. Yeah, I think so. For
Okay,
me, like
so yeah,
yeah,
that's a
surprise
pretty
all
cool
of us.
view. Yeah, I like just like Muideen, I just feel like Osimhen has not been really, really clinical as he used to be, like what we see him doing out there. He had missed a lot of chances, a lot of chances that could have actually helped to move on. Like now at this point as we are, he doesn't appear among, the highest goal scorers as the game is still on. We know the game is still on, but so far so good. That's not where we see him. Now we know there are so many high teams, like great teams that we're expecting to perform miracles, this time around. But let's jump on the host. At this point, let's look at the games that are Cote d'Ivoire, like Ivory Coast, has played so far so good. How do we also judge, games from Cote d'Ivoire? And then we have Livoirien in the house here, so you'll be able to tell us what he has seen so far from his team.
Right now, Cote d'Ivoire, Cote d'Ivoire is not as strong as they used to be. And leaving out a player like Zaha, I think Zaha could have been more performance. Like when you look at the way they played, even against Nigeria, you can
Mhm.
see that Olaina was free. He
Yes.
was moving up and down. If you have a player like Zaha, Olaina cannot be moving like that. It's not possible. So, and also you can see Pepe. Pepe, a national player, always on the bench. So it's true that Pepe has not been playing for quite a number of weeks, but globally or generally, looking at the first game was good, but I can see that they at least they played a nice football game against Nigeria. It's just that Nigeria was just solid, and Nigeria played like they were determined a little bit, at least compared to the first game, and that was why Nigeria could have won that second game. But then I think Ivory Coast will win the third game against Guinea-Bissau, and they will move to the next. No, Equatorial Guinea. I think if they play very well,
Yeah.
they might win the game because Equatorial Guinea, just like I said earlier, seeing the game they played against Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau, they are not it's not going to be just a walk in the park. They have to play very well. And I know like the supporters are strongly behind them. And because they are playing on the ground and the lot of pressure that is coming up, if Ivory Coast should just at least maintain the game they played against Nigeria, I think they will be able to beat Equatorial Guinea and move to the next stage.
Yeah, hopefully, because as far as it is concerned, if we just look at the group here, Equatorial Guinea actually the one leading with 4 points, and then they'll be playing Cote d'Ivoire. So if they play draw here, definitely Equatorial Guinea will be having 5 points. Okay, in case they play draw, but if they win, they will have 7. So Ivory Coast will be having a lot of challenges. But if Ivory Coast win, Ivory Coast will be having 6 points, with that next game. And then this will be left over to Nigeria. Now we have Nigeria with Guinea. So if Nigeria wins, Nigeria will be having 7 points. So in that case, Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire will be going out. But if Equatorial Guinea wins, it's going to be Equatorial Guinea and then Nigeria in case Nigeria wins. But if Nigeria play draw, there's a lot of, we are having a very tight corner in those games too. It depends on what happened on that last game. And don't you think there's going to be a lot of pressure in that situation? Let's probably hear from somewhere on that. Or Samuel, anyone can answer right now.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
I want to speak.
Okay.
When I look at this group, Cote d'Ivoire personally, I think they should struggle for the third best teams
In
because
the
I don't
in
think
the
that
group.
yeah, I don't think that they'll be part of the two best. Because when you look at it, like the Nigeria drew with the Equatoria, that's the next nation they are going to face, and Nigeria beat them. So technically, it everything shows that they will get it very very tough. They cannot beat Equatoria. All they can do is to get a draw. And currently, they are not be starting some players who could maybe punish the opponent. Like someone like Pepe. Personally, I believe that names also play a crucial role. If you are playing such a competition and you have a player like Haller, though he's not that fit, you're having a player like Pepe, who's not that fit. But I think the name alone can disturb the defenders.
If you are
Okay.
you are a defender, you are like you are seeing maybe Pepe or Haller beside you, you may make mistakes, which may lead to goals. So I think those players should be given more chances. Like right after the first half, let them come in and then let's see what they can do. I think it's very crucial. Like the new players, sometimes they have the talent, but they don't have the name, and the name also plays on plays a crucial role when it comes to such competitions. Yeah. So I think
Okay.
they should struggle for the third uh
Very bad
the
position.
three
You,
best
you don't think
teams.
you don't think
And
the
I strongly believe that they can get a draw in their next match.
okay, so Samuel,
Yeah, I think with what we've seen so far, it's not as if Cote d'Ivoire has not really played well. We should not forget that they are the host nation, and normally that pressure will be on them. And the first game, they actually won the first game, and the second game playing against Nigeria, it could have gone both ways. It could have even been a draw. So them losing 1-0, I don't think it's actually the right measure of their ability in this competition. Another thing I would like us to know is that in this competition now, I don't think there's any team that you qualify as a small team, because gone are the days where you say Nigeria is supposed to beat Mozambique, Nigeria is supposed to beat Gambia, or teams like that. Now you find out that even players that you do not know are really performing, because nobody would have thought that a group where you have Ghana and Egypt, a team like Cape Verde will be leading the group. Even in Nigeria's group, nobody would have thought that Equatorial Guinea will be leading the group after two games. So I think it does builds on the players to actually give their best. And just like I said, the two games that have been played so far, Cote d'Ivoire lost to Nigeria. That game could have gone either way. So that I don't feel is a great measure of their ability. So I feel in the last game against Equatorial Guinea, they have to show that character. They have to come out. They have to play with the heart, because they know that the game is really essential for them. But as for Nigeria in that group, I feel Nigeria will qualify, because Nigeria just needs to avoid a defeat. And if Ivory Coast is able to also probably win, there's a very high chance of the three teams actually qualifying from that group. That's what I see.
okay. Anyway, I think we still have to wait for the third round. That's I think the next game is going to be the next
Monday.
game they have. It's going to be on Monday, so we'll see what happens. So who wins and who doesn't win? Okay, this brings us straight to Ghana. Like so far so good. Ghana as a nation, a lot has been expected. Oh, I asked a friend of mine, what's your expectation on this game? He said, by faith, I think my country will win, but to be real, I don't think they will win. to be so. You understand? Yeah, if you say by faith, by feelings, and I've listened to some Ghanaians on the social media. No, they were like, they know that they were just there to support. They were just there to support. They know that they were not expecting anything great. Now, what are the problems we think are the Ghanaians, the Ghanaian team is having? Let's start from the Ghanaian in the house himself first. Let's see how he sees his house and what they think can be done.
Okay, the crucial thing is that we are going to qualify. That is a fact. We are going to qualify. Let me give some reasons why we are going to qualify.
Okay.
Our next game, we are going to uh okay. I think no, you are not showing the group.
Yeah, you are here.
Okay. So our next game, we are going to play Mozambique. That is it.
Okay.
And Mozambique lost to Cape Verde and also play a draw with Egypt.
Okay.
Now when
So
you look
you
at
are
it, they have 0 points. They have 0 points. So emotionally they are down. They have 0 points, which shows that even if they win, they cannot qualify. So emotionally they are down. So we are going to take chances. They can make mistake at any time because they are not coming to do anything. They know that whether I win or not, I'm going home. So they are just coming to play because they are supposed to play their last game and go home. That is it. Meanwhile, Ghanaians are coming with a hope like we have to win so that we can qualify. So we are coming to win. So that is how it is. And then there are many other reasons. I mean other reasons. Okay, but looking at this
So,
national team,
so
I think
you're winning now. Your winning is now depending on other people's emotion. That the fact that they are going to have
yeah, that is
negative
yeah,
emotion.
that is
That's
it.
what
Yeah,
you're going
yeah,
to use.
That is clear. That is clear. They are down. They are down. And then the second reason is that um, our the president of our association spoke with the players that they don't have any right to exit from the group stage. And then some of the players came out and they said they know that they are not be performing, but they vow to do better. So looking at this statement, everything shows that yeah, they are going to kill themselves. They are going to do everything possible. You know, our last match, like yesterday, the match we played against Egypt, Kudus wasn't fit, but the GFA convinced the coach to play him,
I mean, Kudus has
and
been a
he
great player.
yeah, but he wasn't that fit, so he wasn't supposed to play the group stage matches. But the GFA president said no, our case is becoming a little bit critical, and we cannot sit down and look at the team come home after the 3 matches. So let's Kudus play, and then we see what will happen. So that was the key reason why Kudus played. So looking at all this, everything shows that Kudus will also play, and then we hope that like this matchup. Personally, I believe that he's going to give us at least one goal again, one or two, and then some other players will also score. So personally, I'm very optimistic. Optimistic. I'm very optimistic just because of some reasons, and I have listed them already. And I want to speak a little bit about Egypt. Egypt, I think their last match will be very tough. I'm seeing a draw for them in their last match because they have one key player who is out already. Salah is not part of it because he got some injury during the match against Ghana, so he's out. And if he's out, this is going to play on Egyptian as a nation or as a team, because the team relies more on Salah. Even when they were playing the first half, when Salah was in, you could see that they were always trying to pass the ball at Salah's side. They were trying to punish Ghanaians through that side. So it will be very tough for them to win their next match. And they are also playing against Cape Verde. I think they can grab some chances just because Cape Verde has already qualified. So they are not going to play with their first 11. So in case they don't play with their first 11, Egypt can grab that chance to win. But if they decide to play their first 11, Egypt should forget about a win and then play for grace for to be part of the three best nations. Yeah, I think that's all.
Okay. I mean, we've seen your opinion. You know, for your country, you're optimist, and then you're playing on other people's emotion, and then you are Samuel.
For all what he has said, I is so funny and pathetic, because I used to think that Nigeria is the team that relies on permutations and other people's feelings to qualify. But it's as if Ghana has taken that title
It's
from
taking
Nigeria
over.
now, because all he said the team they are to play has 0 point, but point of correction, they also have the same 1 point that Ghana has.
One point.
But apart from that, it was saying the team has lost one and they've drawn one, and which is the same situation with Ghana. So I don't know if the president of Ghana has spoken and the players have vowed. The other team too, which is Mozambique, their players can also vow.
They are not
So I don't
sleeping too.
see that as enough reason for for Ghana to qualify. Because funny enough, Mozambique will also know that yes, they have a chance to qualify, and they must have seen the trend in the competition that footballing names do not play the competition. Rather, it is the
Yes.
players that play the competition. So I feel that that game, to err on the side of caution, both Ghana and Mozambique will have to give their all. And I know even with Egypt, it is the team that plays to actually win that will qualify from that group. And it's very difficult seeing 3 people qualifying from that group, because I feel that 2 people will leave that group. And as it stands now, Cape Verde has qualified already. So to me, I still give Ghana a chance. I still give them a chance. So
Yeah,
to
I
me,
think they still have a chance.
yes, yes, it is between Egypt and Ghana. Yes, in my opinion. But we've seen surprises in this tournament, and I don't rule out any other surprise happening even in this group.
So Muidin, yeah, we're still talking about Ghana.
Yeah,
So
exactly. When his argument is was a little bit funny to me actually, because his argument is based on the based on sentiment and emotion, which does not always play in that way. And also talking about the player, the key player being injured is, I think in football these days is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. We can see Portugal. You saw that Ronaldo was benched, and the player Ramos, who came back, he scored. He had a hat trick.
Yeah.
So it's, I think, talking about emotion and talking about the player being injured. In fact, sometimes it's even probably the player that is giving them the trouble, and when another person comes in, maybe the person will pick up. And also it will also destroy the game plan of the opposite team, because they will be thinking that, okay, this is the person we want to focus on. And now a new person comes, like they don't probably don't even know, they don't know him well, and then
Yeah.
he comes and he comes to shine. So I think Ghana's situation is very tough. Actually, I think it's very tough, because looking at Cape Verde is already qualified, and Cape Verde can say, look, let me just keep some players, because even if Egypt wins, Egypt cannot get 6 points.
At
Cape
all.
Verde will still be the first in that group. So Cape Verde can just be like, look, we don't have to kill ourselves for this. Let's just prepare for the next phase of this competition. And then they'll just play, like play just to play, and also try to permutate, put players who will not have the chance to play and then play. So I think Ghana is the one to demonstrate that they really want this. But that does not also rule out the fact that Egypt is also in a better position, because the person they are playing is already qualified. And even if they win, they cannot even get up to Cape Verde position. So Ghana is like Ghana is in a difficult situation, very difficult. It's not, and their fate does not only rely on themselves, because it also relies on what Egypt does against Cape
Mm.
Verde. So it's very tough right now.
All right, guys. So we will take a break and then we'll come back. And this time we'll be looking at one country that is also surprising everyone. Like everyone is seeing that what is going on. That's Cameroon. It's been a tough game, a tough time for Cameroon. So we'll be looking at what's going on in Cameroon, um and the teams that, like the countries that that surprised you, that you were not expecting them to do what they're doing. So we'll talk about that, and also you also try to tell us, who do you think till now, who do you think you're still supporting? Let's take feelings and then sentiment, we'll put them aside. We'll look at the game and say, okay, this is the team I think is gonna win. So guys, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Arab Nation Talk Show. This is just a special time, a special show that is reserved absolutely for Africa Cup of Nations 2023, which is taking place right now, in Cote d'Ivoire. So we analyzing the games and then giving our opinions on what we're expecting, things we've seen, and things we are also expecting to see as the games, go on. On the show with me are Muidin Ibitoa, Samuel Okogi, and then Sawel Wuni, representing Nigeria, Ghana, and also why not Cote d'Ivoire right here, in the studio. So, guys, we are back. I was earlier talking about Cameroon. We've seen Cameroon, we've seen their games so far, what they've been able, what has happened to them, and you keep wondering, what is going on. The first game they played, Cameroon played, they played 1-1. That was against Guinea.
Guinea.
Play 1-1. And then if you have to go and then look at the round two and see Cameroon, um I'm looking at, they were
Same.
beaten by Senegal,
3-1.
That's
like
Senegal.
3-1.
3-1.
That was by Senegal 3-1. And that was really, really, really tough time. Definitely, if we have to talk, about that country. Right now, the man leading football in Africa is right from there. Okay, so they're having a coach that was actually a former, a former football player. Everybody knows that he was a very great defender, Rigobert Song, and today. But this is the situation that where we find the team. So right now they just have 1 point, and then we're worried what's going to happen next. Looking at the next game they have to play. So what have you noticed so far, or what do you think, if you are Cameroonians friends that we've talked to, and we know we have Dr. Longla, here in Mississippi, that's a Cameroonian, firm, supporter of soccer, anything that has to do with Afcon. So, but he's not here now to tell us his own idea. But Samuel, yeah.
Okay. So
I think Cameroon has a chance because they are playing their next match with Gambia, and Gambia has conceded 4 goals. They haven't scored any goal, and Cameroon has managed to score 2 goals in their previous 2 matches.
Okay.
So meaning Cameroon can score, but Gambia cannot score. So Cameroon just have to manage and get 1 goal and to get 4 points. And it is obvious that Guinea is going to concede at least
Against
2 or 3
Senegal.
goals. Senegal, that one, they don't have anything say about it. They will concede, and they have 4 points. So it is up to Cameroon to maybe score more goals so that they can overtake the second position and qualify. That is all. So I think they have chances to qualify. But what is painful about them is that their key player is not around, who is Abubakar. Abubakar is the one who can create chances at any time. And currently, he's not around. And Shupo, who plays for Bayern Munich,
The
is not also
Bayern
around.
Munich, yeah.
So, yeah, he's not also around. So currently, I think they have problems with the attacking part, but I still have faith in them. I think they can do something. They can just get 3 goals or 1 goal or 2 goals, maybe, yeah, and try to qualify.
Yes, Muidin.
That is also a tough group. I think the Cameroon situation, I think Cameroon has been playing well. They play football, they play. It's just that Senegal was just superior. Senegal was just by far superior. And I wouldn't want to write off Guinea. Guinea also plays a very good game. If you see Guinea's game against Cameroon, you can tell that they played very well. So
Yes.
that group also, the third match, we can say that Senegal has qualified. But when we look at this Senegalese squad, they have a like even if the substitute are also there. So even if the substitute played against Guinea, I am seeing a very tough game. But despite the fact that Senegal has already qualified. So to a large extent, I think the fate of the Cameroonians still resides in their own effort in the last match. So they need to play just like the way they've been playing. I think if they continue to play in that way, they should be able to beat Gambia, and then they will have to rely on Senegalese performance against Guinea. But they themselves they need to win, and I think if they win, they should be able to make like the best third also, just like Cote d'Ivoire. Right now, Ivorians are making the list, and Cote d'Ivoire is the first on the list of the third best right now. So Cameroon is also there. They have a chance. They are playing well. So it's not they just have to like keep on playing well. And they in their last match, I think they can win that match. They can win that match with like 2 or 3 goals, and also rely on Senegalese to perform extraordinarily well against Guinea for them to qualify.
Okay, so we can see everyone is depending on the other person's, downfall to rise. Samuel.
So, as I see this group, I see it as another group where three teams will actually qualify. Because if you look at that group, we really have three strong opponents in that group, aside Gambia, which has not really been performing. So it just depends on Cameroon to win their last match. And if they actually do that, they should be able to qualify as one of the best losers. But for that Senegal Guinea match, I actually see them playing out a draw because that will favor the both of them and they will just maintain their position in the group. So I feel that that match may actually end in a draw, but it depends on Cameroon to actually win their last match. And if they do that, then I see three teams actually qualifying. But another issue with the Cameroonian team is that I think the great era that they had has actually gone out because even before the competition started, I didn't really put too much hope on Cameroon, seeing that they were not taking some of their best players along with them on that competition. And the unnecessary drama with Onana and his club with the country also is another form of distraction that has really influenced the team, in my opinion. Because you find out that in the first match, he was not able to join the team because he was flying down from England and he was not even in the match day squad. But immediately reinstating him into the team for the second match, I feel is something that could have probably ruffled a few feathers in the team. and I feel that probably we may not be seeing it from outside.
Mhm.
Probably they can be some form of disharmony in that team internally. So I think that is an issue that they will have to deal with and put aside if they really want to go far in this competition. So I feel, just like I said, three teams have the opportunity to qualify in this group.
Okay, so definitely we'll see what's going to happen, when they play the third round games. But mostly I don't know what is happening in the politics of games, uh like I listened to Shupo's dad that was actually, talking on an interview during this game, talking about why, his son was not among, the 23 players that were selected, to be. So there are a lot of things, a lot of politics that have been played in there. But they said it was because the player was, trying. I think it's they chose him to play. Maybe they were in the third best or probably third position in the game recently, and then they asked him to play, and then he refused. He refused to play. So that was for them. It was a way of punishing him. That was why he wasn't selected to play. But I know. Like teams, you have to do what you have to do for every player to know that yes, no one is above, the team. But sometimes I think it comes back to haunt the team itself. But that guy is really like just like Abubakar. They are very strong players, and I we believe that if they were there, they could have actually, put some changes to Cameroon's game. So far so good. But we will see. Now let's look at which team do you think has surprised you, like so far, like in the first round and second round, the team that you were not expecting anything from. Mali had Tunisia today. It wasn't really expected, but those are surprises. But which team has surprised you so far? Let's go back to Samuel.
Yeah, for me, it will be Cape Verde. Actually, I have been telling my Ghanaian friend, I said, this Cape Verde that you see, because he was telling me Ghana will beat Cape Verde and Cape Verde will not go anywhere. But surprisingly, they have 6 points in the same group where you have Egypt and Ghana. So for me, they've been the ultimate surprise of this tournament, because it's not easy getting
Hmm.
6 points in that group. Everybody would have thought that Cape Verde and Mozambique will go out, but they have really been performing really well. They've been doing really well. So they are a team that has actually surprised me. Yeah, although Equatorial Guinea has done well, topping the group where Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria is. But if you look at the magnitude of what Cape Verde has done, it is really the surprising team of the tournament.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. But I don't know Sawel and Muidin's opinion, or like which other team they think about.
I think definitely those two teams are surprisingly well. Uh, they've surprisingly played well so far. You can see nobody will have expected them to be leading that table, especially for Cape Verde. Like
Yes.
we have Egypt and Ghana, and then Cape Verde is leading and already qualified. It's unbelievable. It's unimaginable. So Cape Verde has done so well. And also, like, if you want to take it, talking about matches, I was actually surprised by Angola's performance in the first game.
Yes.
Angola played super well, and they played like they didn't dominate, but they were very strong. And they've done that before, when I think they were in the same group as Nigeria for World Cup qualifier, and it was very tough game. Nigeria couldn't beat them. So I know they are that strong, but I didn't know. I knew they were strong sometimes, but I didn't know they were this strong. So they also put up a great performance in their first game, and I think the second game too they played draw, right? I'm not sure, but so far they've done well.
So far, so good. Yeah, they've actually
Yeah,
done
they're
well.
even topping the table. You can see.
Now, if you see in Group D, they are topping the table. They have a win and then they have a draw, having
Yeah,
4 points.
yeah,
And then Burkina Faso is following, where Algeria, no, you won't be expecting Algeria to be here.
exactly.
Actually, in this table, like you'll be expecting them to be on the top. So those are actually, yeah, it is surprising. It's surprising. But okay, which team also do you think, Samuel? You haven't said anything about that, but you can answer the two. Which team do you think has not done well that you think?
I think the most disappointing nation is going to be Tunisia. Yeah, I think so. Because Tunisia, I cannot imagine that they scored only one goal and conceded two goals. Yeah, a nation like Tunisia losing to, okay, I think the same thing to Ghana. Yeah, but Tunisia losing to I think Namibia. Yeah, that was surprising for me. And also like Ghana's group when we start the competition. As I said, I told my guy that it is obvious that Ghana is going to beat Cape Verde and also beat Mozambique. So automatically we are going to qualify. But I was now thinking of we taking the first position or the second. I said, okay, if you want to take the first position, in that case, we are going to play draw with Egypt and then score the two other nations. But the way I'm looking at things, it seems 10 are 10, 10 against us. Yeah, and beside that too, I think one of the nations that I think they could have done better and they are not also performing as expected is Algeria. Algeria.
Okay.
Because when you look at this Senegalese national team, one of the nations that they struggle to score is these Algerians. And Algeria playing two matches on the row, drawing all the two. That is very serious. Very, very, very serious. And this looking at these Algerians, I think they have to do more for them to qualify. They have to do more, yeah, a bit more.
Okay, guys. So think we are mostly coming, to the end of to the game. Let's see what Professor Arioli said. Knockout moment is keenly awaited, yet to see serious match. Yeah, I mean, this is Professor Arioli from the University of Lagos. So he he said, yeah, so far so good. We can't say any game is actually serious until when you know that you don't have any choice again. Like you are not waiting for any second chance. Like once you are kicked out, you are gone. So he said at that stage, now we will see those that are actually playing or that will be playing serious games. And I think, yeah, I agree with him. That's the stage where you have no chance. You are not going to be playing on anybody's feelings or like Sawel was expecting others, to
Mozambique.
to have
It's down
silly. Exactly.
psychologically.
So, and so far so good. If you look at the ranking, with the highest goal scorer so far so good as at today, we have it's from Equatorial Guinea, and this guy Emilion Su, almost the oldest in the team. Having he plays two games and have he has three goals. We have Lamin Kamara from Senegal with two goals, Mohamed Kudus from Ghana, two goals, and Mohamed Mustafa from Egypt, with two goals. So what are we looking at? Do you have anyone in your mind you think is going to, as the game the game goes on, is going to lead better than these
Yeah.
guys? Okay.
Okay. I was looking at the second Lamin Camara from Senegal,
Yes.
but the guy is injured. I don't know
So
if he's going to be fit for the next matches, but he's injured. He's injured, and the guy is crazy good, very, very, very good. I think after this tournament, he's going to get one of the best clubs to come for him, and then he'll go maybe in the Premier League and go and prove what he can do. And aside that, I think if Mohamed Kudus have been able to take Ghana to get out of the group stage, he can also do something
yeah,
because
hopefully.
he played only one match and he had two goals. Lamin Kamara also played one. He played the first match. He had two goals. Yeah, so I think they can do something. Yeah, and chose him at the first position just because when you look at the Senegalese attackers, he's not an attacker, but he's rather an attacking midfielder. And
Yes.
the Senegalese national team, you could see that all their forwards can punish you at any time. So the defenders pay much attention to Sadio and Star and those people. So they kind of give more opportunities to the attacking midfielders to strike the ball. So this is one of the things that gives opportunities to Lami Kamara if only he's fit to get more goals.
Okay, so we will be seeing. I don't think because as a Nigerian, at the beginning we were expecting that Victor Osimhen is going to, but we would say it's not too late yet to see other games that are coming up. Whether it's going to wake up and then being clinical, and score goals that he needs to score. But I feel you can't just judge all these things. So surprising games are just surprising. Anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
So, but so far so good. Looking at the whole game, are you still supporting who you are supporting, or you've changed your mind? Samuel, let me go. Let me start with
Okay.
Samuel.
Yeah, naturally, since I'm from Nigeria, I think my allegiance will tilt towards Nigeria. But if we are being honest, if we're being realistic, I see either Senegal or Morocco winning the tournament because I've seen the way they play. Just like I mentioned earlier, these teams put the ball on the ground. And we see that football today is not about you launching balls from defense to attack. Although it may work once a while, probably when defenders make some errors, some costly errors, and if you have an attacker that like Osimhen that can do something
You can throw the
unexpectedly at
ball
any
to
point.
him.
Yeah, but if you are taking the game as a whole, then you need to put the ball on the ground and play the ball just as it should be played. And two things that I've seen doing that to really great effect are Senegal and Morocco. And I feel two of those teams, apart from Nigeria, that I have a natural connection
Nigeria.
with, I feel those are the two teams that will actually go on to win the tournament or at least
Okay.
reach the semi-final stage.
Yeah, Samuel. Even if you have allegiance with Ghana, do you think?
Yeah, I think if we manage to get out to qualify, I mean to go to the knockout stage, we have the men to take us to the final stage. I think so. But apart from Ghana, I'm looking at some countries. I'll come back to Senegal, but let me talk a little bit about Morocco. Morocco, when I look at them, I'm just praying God that they shouldn't meet these countries. One, Mali, two, Burkina Faso. If they meet these two countries, they'll get out of the tournament. And also, when you look at this Malian national team, like they are not coming to play. I don't know, but I believe that they have never won the Afcon before, so they are not coming to play. And when you look at uh, this and Burkinabe national team, they are not also playing. The last AFCON that we playing in Cameroon, they got to semi-final. They even play. They were fourth at that competition. So I think they are a very good side and they can do anything at any time. I will be very glad if they can get to semi-final again in this tournament. But as we all see, I'll go first. I'll go for Ghana. Two, Nigeria. Three, I'll go for Senegal. Because Senegal, they can do anything at any time. Senegal, they are not even starting Jackson, who always starts for Chelsea. A player who always starts for Chelsea, they don't even start him. This shows that they have players. This shows that these Senegalese, they are not coming to play. They have players. In fact, so I think Senegal will go for my fourth position, and then um, Ivory Coast, of course, fifth. So let me mention them again: Ghana, Mali, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Senegal, and then Cote d'Ivoire. I think one of them is going to.
Okay, we'll wait and see what is going to happen. Waiting finally from you.
I think it's still too early to say this person is going to win because by the time you get to the knockout stage, a lot of things change, and we can see that even the year Nigeria won this last game, this last one Nigeria won. Nigeria did not start well.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria, and we've seen countries where they don't even start well. They struggle to come out of the pool, but once they get to the knockout stage, everything changes.
Everything changed because
Yeah.
the
So
mentality is that
yeah,
once you are knocked here, you
yeah.
are gone.
And also, it's true that Nigeria is not playing tiki taka like Senegal and
Morocco.
Morocco. But then I think if the coach really wants to play this type of game and he has a game plan, Nigeria has strikers who can kill the game as well. If Osimhen is at his best, and then we have Samuel Chukwueze on the other side, the two of them can kill the game at any time. So they two, they're still in the fight. But when we look at just like the tiki taka that has been played so far and playing good football right now, we cannot discard Morocco
Morocco and
and
Senegal.
Senegal.
So
For them
fast.
right now, they are the ones. But also Ivory Coast they're on their own soil. And once they move from that stage, and things, the mentality can change. And like,
I think
football.
Ivory Coast is also doing well. If you look at Fofana, actually,
Seko
he's
Fofana.
yeah, he's doing a great job. You know, all this while he's doing great job. So I feel they can all achieve what they can if they put. We'll see what happen. You know, once they get to knockout stage, like you said, everything is going to change because there's no chance again. Waiting for the next game probably will be lucky. So nobody's going to be thinking about that. So, guys, I think we've come to the end of the show. I really want to thank you, for coming up. We will definitely do this again on Saturday, at 5 p.m. as usual, my time here, which is different from, Muidin's time. I think it's 6 p.m. over there. We started at 6 p.m. Down to 7 in Georgia. So thank you so much. I hope to see you again. And the viewers, those who were able to send messages, we'll do this again next time. So keep in mind, we'll see what will happen. I know by then, knockout stages would have, be getting ready for it. So I appreciate you. I'll see you, next time.